Welcome back to Grammar Grade 9. This is Unit 11, Lesson 83, and today we're learning how to punctuate the words people actually say. When you put a person's exact words on the page, quotation marks do the work of pointing at them and saying, these words are theirs. We'll cover how to open and close a quotation, where the comma goes, how to tell a direct quote from a paraphrase, and one graceful little puzzle at the end about question marks. Let's dig in. Let's begin with the simplest case. A direct quotation gives a speaker's exact words, the very words that came out of their mouth. Here's one. My brother said, "We won the game." First we have the speaker tag, my brother said, and then a comma sets it off from what he actually spoke. After that comma come his exact words, and we fence them inside quotation marks. We won the game. See how the quotation marks wrap around the exact words, top and tail? Everything he said sits neatly between them. Now let's flip things around. The speaker tag can also come after the quotation, and English lets you do that freely. Watch the same idea rearranged. We won the game, my brother said. This time the quoted words come first. We won the game. Then, right where the quote ends, we place a comma and a closing quotation mark, and only after that does the tag arrive, my brother said. Here's the detail people miss. The comma sits inside the closing quotation mark, snug against the last word, never hanging outside it. So whichever order you choose, a comma still separates the two parts. This next rule is small, but it shows up on every page. Commas and periods always go inside the closing mark. Let me show you a period first. She whispered. That's our tag. And we set it off with a comma. Then the quotation. The baby is asleep. Look closely at the very end. Watch the period. It tucks in before the closing quotation mark, not after it. The same holds for a comma when the quote comes first. The bridge is closed, he warned. That comma lives inside the quotes too. So make this automatic. Never let a comma or period slip outside the quotes. They always curl up inside. Here's a trap worth knowing. An indirect quotation reports the idea, not the exact words. It paraphrases what someone said instead of quoting it. Compare the two. Direct. She said, I am tired. Those are her precise words, so the exact words get quotation marks. Indirect. She said that she was tired. Notice we've reworded it. She was tired. And because we're no longer giving her precise words, we drop the quotation marks entirely. A handy clue is the little word that. The word that often signals a paraphrase is coming. So keep the test in mind. No exact words, no quotation marks. Sometimes we split a quotation right down the middle to drop the speaker tag in. This is called a divided quotation, and a divided quotation is split by the speaker tag itself. Listen. If you leave now, she said, you'll miss the sunset. Notice each half gets its own pair of quotation marks. And here's the part students forget. Because the second half is still the same sentence, you'll miss the sunset begins with a small letter. The sentence just continues. But what if the tag ends and a brand new sentence starts? Then you do capitalize. Stop, he said. We are lost. That second quote is a fresh sentence, so a new sentence after the tag is capitalized. One comma versus a period, and that tiny mark tells you small letter or capital. Last piece, and it's an elegant one. Question marks and exclamation points. The rule is really about ownership. Put a question mark or exclamation point inside when they belong to the quotation itself. Are you coming? She asked. The quoted part is the question. She literally asked, "Are you coming?" So the mark goes inside. And notice there's no extra comma before "she asked." But now the other way. Put them outside when the whole sentence asks the question, not the quote. Did she really say, "I quit"? Here, the words "I quit" are just a flat statement. It's the whole sentence that's doing the asking, so the mark goes outside. The trick is simple. The mark goes where the question actually lives. Let's fold everything into a quick check you can run on any sentence. Step 1. Are you quoting someone's exact words? If yes, wrap them in quotation marks and set off the tag with a comma. Step 2. Commas and periods. Keep them inside the closing quotation mark, always. Step 3. Is it a paraphrase with that? An indirect quote? Then use no quotation marks at all. And finally, let a question mark or exclamation point sit where the question belongs. Inside if the quote asks, outside if the sentence does. Run those 4 checks and you'll punctuate dialogue with confidence. Let's practice. Time to practice. In this first set, I'll give you a sentence with a blank where punctuation might go, and you decide what belongs there. Think about the exact words and where the comma lives. Pause the video and choose before I reveal each answer. The captain shouted, "Blank, follow me." The speaker tag comes first, and then the quotation. A tag that leads into a quote is separated from it with a comma, so the answer is comma. "We're almost home," she said. The quote comes first, and a comma separates it from the tag. Where does that comma go? Inside the quotes or outside? A comma always tucks inside the closing quotation mark, so the answer is inside the quotes. He told me that he was leaving early. Are these his exact words or a reworded version? The little word that gives it away. This is an indirect quotation, a paraphrase, and an indirect quotation takes no quotation marks. So the answer is no quotation marks. Nice work. This second set brings in the divided quotation and those tricky question marks. Same idea. Read carefully, decide what belongs, and pause before I reveal each answer. When the bell rings, he said, "Blank, line up quickly." This is a divided quotation, split by "he said." The second half finishes the very same sentence, so it keeps going with a small letter. So the answer is lowercase l. "Where are my keys? Blank," she wondered. Is the quote itself a question? Yes, she's literally asking where her keys are. When the quotation is the question mark goes inside the quotes. So the answer is question mark inside. Did the sign really say "no entry, blank"? Now, the quoted words, "no entry," are just a statement. It's the whole sentence that's asking. When the sentence asks the question, the mark goes outside the quotes. So the answer is question mark outside the quotes. Let's gather what we've learned. Enclose the speaker's exact words in quotation marks and set off the speaker tag with a comma, before the quote or after it. Keep your commas and periods tucked inside the closing quotation mark. And remember that a paraphrase, especially one with the word "that," is indirect and takes no quotation marks at all. And let those end marks land where the question truly lives. Put a question mark or exclamation point inside when the quote is asking, and outside when the whole sentence is. Handle those, and every line of dialogue you write will read clean and clear. Nicely done. I'll see you in the next lesson.